All right, let's talk about this ICE situation. Man, it's a lot going on.
It's a lot
First
going
and
on, man.
first and foremost, prayers and safety to everybody in California.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, I'm watching it from Instagram, so you never really know what's real, what's not. How it's kind of difficult, but it doesn't. It looks bad. I'll tell you that
Hmm.
much. It looks bad, and it's
It
crazy.
looks
Like they
horrible.
just had it. So they just had the BT Awards at the same time. So it's like it's a tale of two Americas, right? Where it's like in Hollywood, everybody, all the stars is out, whatever. And then like a few miles down the road, downtown LA, it looked like a war zone going on. So
Yeah.
depending on your algorithm, you might not even be aware of what's going on.
Hmm.
But if you're not aware of what's going on, I I'm not sure exactly what day it started, but I guess just mass protests just took the streets, shut down highways. Then they started like hitting ice cars with rocks.
They
President
found that.
Trump,
Yeah.
President Trump called um, two
National Guard.
thousand National Guard in. Then I heard he called the Marines in, some Marines in.
Yep.
Um, he called for Gavin Newsom to be arrested. It's getting crazy. And this is all because of Donald Trump's mass deportation agenda. And it's crazy because I saw the ICE, well, not Latino for Trump. I think she was like the organizers for Latinos for Trump. She's
Told
based
you.
in Miami. She said, "Oh, this is not what we voted for. This is
Yes, it
inhumane."
is. To all the Latinos who vote for Trump and the light-skinned Cubans, what did you expect? This happens, especially with him. Shout out to the two of y'all that worked in the Trump organization and he treated y'all well. Salute y'all. For everybody else, though, yes, this is. And this is the part. He told you exactly what he was going to do. If you black, you knew. If you were Latin, you knew. If you were poor, you knew. No, you can't say you were confused about this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's one of these things of like you think you're better than somebody else until you get reminded that you're not.
Yep.
You're like, oh no,
Just
this
last year.
isn't for me. This is for the Mexicans. No, it's for you too. Like, you know what I mean? This isn't for me. This is for these group of people. Nah, it's for you too. And yeah, very ignorant of her to say that she is shocked and surprised by this because he did exactly what he said he's going to do. One thing about Trump, you gotta give him credit. He's sticking to his word.
With the exception of him claiming Project 2025, everything else, he told you up front. This is my campaign. This is what
Like
I'm running on.
he ran on an agenda on mass deportations on day one. And that's what he's doing. And it's one of these things, right, where sometimes in life you push your hand too far because you think you have more support than you really have.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. They was deporting a lot of people, shut down the border
Absolutely.
crossings, but you're going too far. You're going into kids' graduations.
And
You're going
LEA,
into nightclubs. You
daycares.
arresting Kobby Lane. Kobby Lane doesn't even talk.
That's crazy.
Yo, like the number one most followed person on TikTok. And then the dude made a whole thing about it, like, yeah, far leftist social media. I'm like, he does not talk. He
He
doesn't
doesn't
speak.
speak. Yep. He doesn't
But
speak.
that's what I'm saying. Like y'all, you push this thing too far, and now you're gonna have to make it's gonna hurt you when you go too far in life. It hurts you, and
For
they
sure.
took this agenda too far, and now they're seeing the backlash of it.
And it's not enough focus on even on the construction sites when people are being rounded up, but there are very little fines for the HR and the companies that are hiring the people to actually be on the site. It's like, well, they're here illegally, but I'm like, who the fuck is hiring all these people, and why don't they have any fines? But once again, everyone who voted for Trump, if you are black or brown, or that net worth is under 25 million, and you don't have no direct relationship, you're getting exactly what he told you he was going to do. There's no confusion about it.
And these people are so ignorant that they're willing to sink their own ship just out of pride, because it's like I said this before. we need illegal immigrants.
Yep.
Hot take, right?
For
Like
sure.
take
The
it.
country
You can
needs it.
do whatever you want with that information. We
Mhm.
need our economy. This is take away the moral clause, take away what's right, what's wrong. Let's just look at this from a pure rational economic standpoint. Our country needs illegal immigrants.
While it's hanging on by a thread. That's the other part that isn't. The tax revenue is needed. The jobs
Exactly. That's what people
are
don't understand. They
needed.
still paying taxes. They're
Facts.
working these jobs. They're helping the economy. They're moving things forward. We talked about agriculture. We talked about construction. We talked about restaurants and hospitality.
For sure.
I don't understand. Like, 90% of the people that's pushing this agenda are immigrants themselves, second generation.
Yep.
Chancellor of
Elon
Germany
included.
Chancellor Donald Trump included. Chancellor of Germany showed Donald Trump's grandfather's birth certificate in Germany. Gave it to him.
What?
You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
At the White House. At the White House.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. First of all, you on stolen land.
Yes.
Second of all, you yourself just came either this recently or 2 generations ago. You haven't been here for 400 years. We have, but the people that's pushing this agenda, they haven't.
No.
You yourself just got here. So it's just crazy how like there's a lot of audacity in that, where it's like you letting white immigrants from South Africa come as refugees.
And we let one just run a White House.
You ban in 12 countries. 80% of them is in Africa.
Yep.
To come. Then you kicking little kids out. You running in people's houses with plain clothes, baseball hats and t-shirts, not even identifying yourself. What are you doing?
And Newsom's career was damn near dead. Y'all arrest him. You're gonna wake the career up. I know they're trying to AOC Bernie, but y'all arrest Newsom, he is going to be a Democratic martyr, and you're going to raise that Q score. Things are going to swing. That pendulum's going to swing back. Please be careful. Please be very careful. But prayers to everybody out in LA. Be careful out there. And if you're out there protesting, I'm telling you this out of love, because I've had some people in the military reach out to me who are on both sides. Some of you, they're going to try and put terrorism charges on you. So be careful while protesting. The game is not fair. They do not care. And there's no more simulation. White supremacy doesn't want a simulation. And please be careful.
And I think 19 Keys had put an interesting post up. I don't know if you saw it, but he put a post up. Let me. I want to make sure I quote it correctly.
Okay.
Salute the Keys. Make sure you get the super mushroom coffee.
Big facts. My God, we had a good time in New York.
He said, when others are being oppressed, there's no such thing as minding your business. You're just waiting your turn, because oppressors never stop oppressing. I thought that was interesting, because there's a theme online where it's like, yo, it's not our fight. Don't stay out of it. And that's been a common theme for a variety of different things. Even in Gaza, a lot of people was just like, yo,
for sure,
if it don't directly affect us, stay out of it. And okay, from a just pure rational standpoint, I can understand where you might be coming from with that. But I think some things are just bigger than just, like, you still have to be a person at the end of the day. Like, I'm not really just only focused on things that directly affect me. Like, if I see a little girl getting arrested, that affects my humanity.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't affect your humanity, then you should question yourself, because you can look at it from a standpoint of like, well, who's helping us? And I believe in that for sure. And you should focus on yourself first. That self-preservation is the number one rule in life.
Yep.
But ultimately, if you're not championing people that can't help themselves, like I said, you see
You're
a
part of
little
the
girl,
problem.
you see an elderly woman, you see somebody like in a wheelchair. If you don't have any empathy in that, that's nothing to celebrate. That means
Yeah.
that you're detached from humanity. And like you said, you're just gonna be next. It's not like, okay, we're gonna wait this out. You can't do a good deal with a bad person. I keep saying that.
Mm.
So you keep saying, okay,
Yep.
well, this doesn't affect us. We're gonna focus on reparations. You think that these people are gonna give you reparations
I
after they
keep
running
saying
in
it.
5-year-old, 5-year-olds graduations? Now they doing all of this, and then they're gonna
Yep.
come to the table and say, okay, we kicked everybody out. Now let's have a conversation. You out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. If he kicked out the person who helped to win the election, what fucking chance do we have to get anything that's just? That boy put up regardless of what you think about him, he put up 288 and the day that he got involved, swung the polls. He sent Elon packing. No, I know some people, and I get it because every community doesn't back us in our fights. But the same thing I brought up with that one company. If they surveil other black and brown people in other parts of the world, at some point it's going to surveil us. For the first time in history, I had a bunch of white people hit me like, yo, I'm worried about the technology as well. As a citizen of the United States, you got to be careful because once you are able to get one atrocity off, it's easy to go do it to another group while we're infighting like fucking crazy on top of that too. So be careful.